much. Thank you for this invitation. I'm very much looking forward to this today. So learning and exchange for me. Museums and young people, what do I think of when I mention the word young people? Children, teenagers, young adults, they are all different audiences. Of course, when we talk about children coming in a school group, school children, that's a very special audience, that's a very special group that comes with the teacher, that comes with a clear agenda, that comes to complement the curriculum. They might have received preparatory materials from the museum, there will be a follow-up, so that's a very specific target. Then the children going to the museum with families. Many of the museums that well, first of all, I should like to say that I'm not a museum professional. I don't work in a museum. I work in a museum umbrella organization, so to say a regional institution that collaborates and supports museums. Time should go. And so I'm talking about experiences that I have witnessed or initiated, also in the context of European projects that I wrote and I managed in the past years. So children going with families, many of the projects that I have been coming in touch with are focused, have families as a target group. And when we talk of families, this is a special kind of activity that they come for, they come to the museum for, they come to spend time together, they come to have an enjoyable time to learn, because of course they also there's the learning element, but they especially come to have a sort of like a fun day out. And the collaborative learning that happens is very important, because sometimes the children act as the facilitator for the adults, for instance, when it comes to using the technology or the other way around. So there's this interaction that cements family relationships and that happens in a conversation. And then there is, of course, the target group that you're most interested in today, so that of young adults, older children, teenagers. And here, I went back to some research that was undertaken some years ago by Susanne Ryder in the UK, who wrote the guidelines for working with adolescents in museums, and also some research that was done in the region I work for on young people, teenagers in museums, interviewing them. And what turned out, and what is, I think, also now true, that first of all, young people don't want to come to the museum because of the word learning. So they have enough learning in school, they're fed up with learning. So anything associated with learning is not really something that is attractive. Museums are by nature, well, not by nature, but very often museums are odd-looking places, places that are not inviting, and so what should one do to attract young people? First of all, to have a welcoming environment. And here I'm showing a picture of a place that is the City Museum of Helsinki. That's in the city center, just opposite the cathedral. It's open and has no admission fee. And when you enter, you see this living room, so to say, where you are invited to stay, to sit down and have a conversation. You can do it, it's free. So this kind of course, it's not easy for all museums, but this kind of environment, also aesthetically, it's important to attract young people. And then also to create a context that supports the interaction, the social relationship, the relational dimension, because it turned out from the research that I was mentioning that young people are not so interested in objects, they're much more interested in the stories and in their own personal story and development, because we should not forget that young people are people who are working to create their own identity. That's the stage of life where you are creating your own identity. So the interaction and the exchange with others, and especially with peers, is very important. The museum is very often a place where you cannot even talk to people. You have to be silent. So again, that sort of barrier should be abolished. And starting from their own interests, their own needs and questions, choosing topics that are interesting for them. Tattoos, I saw a very interesting exhibition on tattoos in Bremen. And again, stories or prompting them to tell their own story, and giving them a chance also to express themselves and to express their creativity. A lot of researches and studies have been done, a lot of cooperation projects. I'm mentioning also the Hear Me manual, which was given to me some months ago, and where this museum was a protagonist, and I hope that we will hear about it later. The Lifelong Learning Museum, Lifelong Learning in Museums, the European Handbook, which has a section on, and that was a European project I coordinated as a section, a chapter on young people, and also some research that NEMO undertook, learning in museums and young people. So, a lot of research has been done. But in order to present you these so-called selected practices that I'm going to talk about today, I've drawn from my experience as a juror of the Children in Museums Award. So this is my observatory. This was my observation point. It's called the Children in Museums Award, but actually candidates also presenting projects with teenagers are accepted. So it's children in a wide sense. It was started in 2011, I'm going quickly because this you can all go back to, and promoted by the European Museum Academy and Hands-On International. It looks at some specific features also to award the prize. Innovation, so innovative use of collections or of technologies, new forms of engaging young people. The quality of learning, so open-ended learning, the atmosphere that the museum can create, the use of interactivity, and so on. And also social impact and inclusion, how the programs have a social impact and can include disadvantaged children or young people. And then information and communication and the staff. How well is the staff trained to deal with young people and children? Do they have this very important continuous professional development? These are the criteria that the jury actually uses, and I've had the pleasure of also being the chair of the jury in the last 3 years, so I know them. And because I was so much surprised by the quantity and quality of the candidates from the Netherlands, I undertook myself a small research on the what I call the NL factor, if there is an NL factor that makes the Dutch museums a bit special. And this publication, which has been supported by the Netherlands Museum Association and NEMO, is also available online. So this is where I'm drawing my material from. And I organized it around 4 main themes. One is cultural heritage used as a medium. One is the digital. One is immersive environments, the empathetic approach, the emotional environment, involvement emotions, and one is participation. Of course, one goes into the other, but just to give my presentation a bit of structure. Cultural heritage as a medium, what do I mean by that? I go back to a definition which we have been using in many European projects. It dates some years ago, was developed by the UK campaign for learning, but to me it's still very valid, which defines learning as a process of active engagement with experience. It is what people do when they want to make sense of the world. It may involve an increase in skills, knowledge, understanding, values, feelings, attitudes, and capacity to reflect. It leads to change, development, and the desire to learn more. So we're moving away from the idea that learning in a museum is learning about facts, figures, something that people absorb. It is much more something that people engage with, and something that changes attitudes, not only knowledge. So I'm mentioning here a project that we have been carrying out for many years now in my institute. It's a competition open to the collaboration of museums and schools. It's called I Love Cultural Heritage, and it's focused, so museums and schools develop joint projects which are focused on the outcomes of which are not actual knowledge, but the change, the acquisition of these transversal competencies, which were defined by the EU as transversal competencies. the digital competencies, the social and civic competencies, cultural awareness and expression, and sense of initiative and entrepreneurship. So schools develop something which, for instance, can be sold in the museum shop using the banners that the museum uses to advertise its events, or they produce something to include this advantage group. Anyway, the objective is that of developing transversal competencies. So something that one could develop also outside the museum. So learning or heritage is used as sort of a pretext, as where you inevitably absorb something about the museum and the heritage, but and I think this is important because learning is a word that should be banned with young people. They don't want to hear about learning, so learning, if learning is there, should be invisible, right? It's happening, but without them knowing. Another project I thought I would mention, I'm talking also of exciting spaces, museum spaces. This is the methodology that the Jewish Historical Museum Junior in Amsterdam developed. They are located in a former synagogue on several floors of a building, and young people here meet a family, virtually meet a Jewish family. The point is, and what they try to convey to young people here, is a change of attitude with regard to some stereotypes about Jewish people. So the guides were instructed, were trained to use this method that they call I ask, where they don't only tell, but they also prompt questions. They engage young people in a dialogue. So again, the outcome of the learning is a change of attitudes and an exchange about values. The digital is definitely something that we're all dealing with. And we would be tempted to say this is very important to use. It is very important to use with young people because they are born with the telephone in their hands, so to say. It is important, but I mean, we should not make false assumptions. Very recently, I met a colleague from MUSE, the Museum of Science in Trento, which is a very new, very exciting place, natural sciences. And she told me that young people actually told her that they would like to see something printed with the activities that museum has ready for them. So, I mean, you know, nothing should be taken for granted. Maybe they do like the digital, maybe they don't. They have so much digital around them, maybe the museum is exactly the place where they... So, this museum in Rotterdam was created with teenagers, with young people in mind and for them. And it's about the Second World War and the bombing of Rotterdam, and it tells the story of that period through objects, but personal objects to which a story is attached. So the young people are, first of all, given a slideshow with images and sound and so on, and then in pairs they're given a tablet and they are assigned an object. And of course they look for the stories attached to that object, but they also have to create their own stories, mini stories or mini documentaries. So there's this aspect also of creation of something using the media, which is very important. Another, I don't know if you know this, in The Hague, the Wunderkammer, right? Except in a 21st century version. It's now in its third version because they have been changing over the years. It started actually as something also for teenagers, for young people, with young people in mind, and it's like a board game. It's in the basement of the museum. It's 1,400 square meters, quite a large space. And all around you have rooms where you can do some activities that help you understand or are connected with the collections and with the objects. In the end, you start out with a video where the museum director has become a cartoon, and I find that quite nice also. And then again, people go out in pairs with a tablet and they do the different activities in the rooms. So there is here a huge effort in terms of in technological terms, because of course you have a game server that manages all the different rooms and make sure that one room is not occupied when you're directed to that room and so on. And then in the end, you go, the second version, which is the one I experienced, you have to go and create your own mini museum. And every game you finish, you were given points, and then you exchange points for artworks or objects that you could display in the room. Now it has become a labyrinth, so you have to create your task is that of creating your own personal wonder. So it's, for me, it's one of the best examples of using technologies in an art museum also, not in a natural science or in a technological museum. This is another way of engaging engaging young people through technologies and getting them interested in the museum. This is a digital maker club at the Ulster Museum in Belfast, where the program was advertised. Young people could join, they could learn how to use some technologies, the 3D printers and all that. But at the same time, they were giving a tour behind the scenes of the museums, and also, more important, I think, they were asked to support the museum in developing technological tools that could be addressed to their peers. So again, not starting from the museum curators' ideas of what would be good for young people, but engaging the young people themselves in developing something for their peers. Immersive environments, this has become a catchword, a keyword nowadays, and in order to exemplify this, I chose another story, Dutch example of the Maritime Museum in Rotterdam, where the exhibition is called the Offshore Experience, so it's an experience, and it's going to be open 3 years ago, maybe all in all it will be open for 7 years, so you still have a chance to go and see it if you have the possibility. Actually, you start with sort of like making a test about how much you know about renewable energies, the carbon footprint that you leave behind, and so on, and then you become an offshore trainee. So you put on a jacket, you go upstairs onto the platform, and the platform has a 360 degrees seascape, offshore seascape, where you are engaged in 9 different stations to sort of like help a helicopter land on the platform, or decide where something, or park a ship at sea, and so on. The thing is that this was created with, the exhibition was created with many industries, if I recall something like 50 different industries of that. It was done also because the Rotterdam region has now an obligation of transferring technological knowledge to students, so it's connected to the school. And the main objective is that of getting these young people interested in undertaking a career in the renewable energies, to become offshore professionals. So it is connected, it has many different aspects, also looking at the future of the young people. Again, a different kind of immersion that was very technological. This is not technological, it is human, and it is the recreation of, the recreation of a culture. The Tropen Museum in Amsterdam, which is an ethnographic museum to start with, has a section for young people. And every 3 years, they explore the culture of different countries. So they have India, they have Morocco, and so on. They go, actually, the museum people go and they buy artifacts and they talk to people and they create stories with local people, and then everything is brought back to those about 450 square meters, so not extremely large space of the museum, where actually there is the recreation of that culture. So young people experience, so this is a different kind of immersion, but it is an immersion, and where the interactivity, and they were very clear with me in saying that they don't mean interactive only in the technological sense, that the interactivity with the human being is much more important even than that technology. I think I do endorse that statement. So they have these facilitators, these people, also from the culture that they are presenting and representing, that involve the young people in activities. And that is a very important element. Similarly, in terms of entering into the shoes of someone else, this project of the Rijksmuseum, which is called You as the Golden Age, and it is complementary to the school program, so it's closely linked to the curriculum, where they look at 3 different moments in Dutch history, all related to the 17th century. And they choose at school through a computer game which character they would like to be, and then go to the museum, visit the collection, or show the objects related to that story, and then they become those characters, facilitated by actors and people from the theater company, and in the end they go onto a stage and they perform for their classmates that specific event. I'm going quite quickly, and talking about empathy and putting yourself in somebody else's shoes, I thought I would mention here, only passing by, one of the, I don't know if you're familiar with it, with Transwatch, which is produced every year by the American Alliance for Museums, or Center for the Future of Museums in America. In 2017, they said, that museums, they wrote that museums, one of the tasks and one of the trends should be that museums also support society in closing the empathy deficit. So, in fact, this subject of emotions has become very current in the museum field, and not only because museums, in order to attract audiences, should prompt their emotions, should raise emotions, but also because they should, in fact, as I was trying to show, give the visitors the elements to look at other periods in time and put themselves into the life of historical characters, and thereby learning more about themselves, or of gaining a wider perspective. Very quickly, because I have I have a lot of ground to cover. I thought I would go for quantity. No, I hope also a bit of quality, but quantity, and then maybe we can talk later about all this. The Dutch Resistance Museum in Amsterdam, for young people, around a square, they created the homes of 4 real characters that lived during Second World War. So you have a Jewish girl, you have a young person belonging to a Nazi family, you have someone, some young people from the resistance movement. You actually enter into their homes and you can look into cupboards, into drawers, you see their objects, and again, there is this way of identifying yourself with someone else that lived in a different period. Same thing that was done at the National Archive in the Netherlands. Quite I think an engaging and demanding thing to do for an archive, which is in itself usually not so attractive. The exhibition "Who Am I, Who Were You" is about again 4 characters that lived in Dutch history, and try to understand how their lives were shaped by the constraints they had, or the opportunities they had, and young people are given assigned a character, and they go about looking for documents in a quite dark room, and evidence of the life of these people. Again, where the thing is, the objective is not that much conveying information, but raising awareness of how life was in the past, and how also their own life, is changed or determined by the circumstances. This is the last one. One of the last ones, the dilemma-based learning, and again entering into another world and understanding how people lived in different times. It is an open-air museum in Denmark, which not only invites young people to play characters, and so they teach young people role play and they engage them in the, if you can call it, the exhibition, in this living history reenactment, but also have developed a methodology together with other Danish museums, which is called dilemma-based learning, because young people are confronted with dilemmas. What would you do if you had been such and such character in such and such time, and so on. So a reflection about history and about yourself. Participation. Using young people as experts. So the advisory board of young people in museums is quite frequent. And I would like to close here with something, with a project which for me sums it all up, all that I've been trying to say through these different examples. And this was an exhibition, a temporary exhibition at the National Museum in Warsaw, 2016, called Anything Goes. By all means, not a very happy title to choose, because the experience and the exhibition in itself and the whole process is very interesting for me. So this started with on the initiative of the museum director. So it started from the top, and it involved all staff of the museum. The children were given the main floor, the main exhibition area, to create an exhibition. So they were given total freedom. I also borrowed their slides because they were one of the candidates of the children museums of the world. So I give the credit for this. And over a period of time, 69 children aged 6 to 14 were divided up into groups to create the exhibitions with facilitators. They met every Saturday, and they started meeting the director, all the staff, so they interviewed the front of house staff to talk about the preferences of the audience, visited the storage rooms, they met the conservators, and actually they worked on all aspects of developing an exhibition. So the scripts, the ideas for multimedia, the leaflets, the audio guides, actually everything. They also tested the exhibition, so they were asked to build out of boxes props. And in each group there was a curator, a designer, an educator, and so on. And in the end, they chose and they developed not one but 6 different exhibitions on 6 different topics. A forest. And as you see, I'm passing through quickly, but in the end, they worked with designers, so they were given also the budget that they were given was quite generous, because as I remember, it was 250,000 euros at the time, so they were taken very seriously. So one was the forest, the dance of the Minotaur, so the subject of labyrinths, and the labyrinth also in the exhibition, and they also produced the film, which was surely a very ambitious project. This is the film that shows in the exhibition the ghost room, so being scared, which is very, it excites children and young people very much. So this was quite impressive, what they were able to do. Room, and they also use this to produce the promotional materials. So, in fact, they produced the exhibition and all the materials that went with them, and also the gadgets that were sold in the shop. Another topic was playing the hero, so the topic of the hero. Who is a hero for a child of the 21st century? And they also, again, very ambitious, produced a crossword puzzle that would then give that you would play with, and that would reveal the name of the hero at the end. This was it. So, big stuff, serious stuff. And the treasure trove, since the museum is a treasure trove for all of us. And changes through fashion. This was the relationship they had with the media, so they organized the press conference. They took not only other children or young people around the gallery or the exhibition space, but they also took adults. So they literally did everything. And what the museum did also in the end, and I have the publication with me, they did an extensive assessment of how all this went. So they interviewed the children, young curators, they interviewed the parents, they interviewed the facilitators, which had quite a hard time. And especially working with children of different ages. They interviewed the public, and of course they interviewed the staff. And how that experience had changed the attitude of the staff with regard to young people. So, a very thorough work. So, summing up, these are the keywords for me when looking at museums working with young people. Interactivity, and we have seen that it can be both by using the technology or by using the guides and the human mediators. The mediation is a crucial aspect of working with young people. The atmosphere, and there were several theatrical elements in the examples that I have presented. Immersive, I think it's quite, for all of us, it's quite attractive when we enter into a place and we feel that we are in a different world. Participation, which starts with dialogue, so opening up the discussion, the I ask method, and which also leads to a further reflection on identification, identifying yourself with someone else in another period of time, and reflecting about yourself at the same time, and empathy. So empathizing with others. So the most important thing for me, though, is actually listening. And the Hear Me project also says it, hear me, listen to me, because nothing has to be taken for granted. So because I used the Children's Museums Award to go through, to collect my examples, I thought that this would be the moment also to inform you that the call is still open until the 15th of February. And you can find information on the websites, both of the European Museum Academy and ICOM International. And the price is, in the end, quite attractive, because this is the prize in money that's given to the winner. So, thank you very much.